worse, but against a deck with mostly spells, it might be a lot better.
So we are in a Maverick mirror here, as you can tell by all the creatures on the battlefield, between Giovanna, Dimperio, and Brian Kessie.
Yep, they are in... Wow, this is only game 2. Brian Kessie looks like he won game 1. This game 2, though, wow, we got a lot going on here. I'm going to run down the board state for you. The cards on the right, or on the left of Giovanna's board, that's her graveyard. In play, she has a Karakas, a Cavern of Souls, and a Maze of Ith for her mana. She has a Garruk the Veil Curse. That's the flipped Garruk Relentless with 2 counters. She has a life-linking vampire token. She has a Noble Hierarch, a Knight of the Reliquary, and a second Knight of the Reliquary. That's the Knights vs. Dragons promo, the tapped foil one. And on Brian Kessie's side, Forest, Plains, Wasteland, Hierarch, Quasali Pride Mage, Umezawa's Jitte. And it looks like this is an Enlightened Tutor cast for Giovanna. Fetching the Jitte, she'll hope to Legend Rule. Ooh, a little Green Sun Zenith trick there. Made sure that Enlightened Tutor goes to the graveyard. She probably doesn't even want to draw that card again.
Yeah.
Now, when she was flipping through her deck with that Enlightened Tutor, I saw a really interesting card. I saw a Dueling Grounds. And if you're unfamiliar with that one, we'll get it up on the screen for you there.
One creature must attack, one creature must block?
I don't know if it's must. I think it's only one can.
One can. Yeah.
We'll make sure for you, though. And yep, there's the Jitte. It'll Legend Rule. Garruk the Veil Cursed will just keep doing his thing, keep making... Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, those are Death Touch Wolves, not Lifelink Vampires. I'm thinking of Sorin.
Death Touch Wolves. Yeah. So, and Dueling Grounds, she has a 1 of in the sideboard, presumably for the Maverick Mirror.
Yes, definitely. So, Giovanna, threatening to run away with this game. She has the best creature in the matchup. She has an active Planeswalker and a Maze of Ith. Not sure what Brian Kessie's been doing all this time. He doesn't seem like he has many permanents.
When she blocks, she's mazing her own Knight of the Knight of Reliquary that gets blocked.
Oh, nice trick there. She wants it. Oh, and there's the scheme.
All right. So Giovanna Dimperio wins game 2. Brian Kessie, both the two of them are going to game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dueling Grounds also sometimes sees play against goblins. So it works actually like a propaganda effect against them, which just makes it very powerful.
Yeah, those propaganda effects are very, very good against goblins. Sort of laughs at Krenko, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really negates the Krenko.
So, looking at the sideboarding options here, Brian Kessie has in his board a Linvala, Keeper of Silence. That certainly has come in. Really, really powerful card in this matchup. Your opponent's activated abilities of their creatures can't be played. She's a 3/4 flyer. Let's see.
And that card is really almost a trump in the Maverick Mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It turns off the Mother of Runes, it turns off the Knights of the Reliquary, the Quasali Pride Mage, the Scavenging Ooze, all the utility.
Giovanna does not have, for the record, does not have a Limdala in her board.
Yeah, it's not quite standard, but it isn't a lot of Maverick lists. He also has an Elspeth. He has a Path to Exile and Oblivion Ring. That'll probably be all he'll side in. Maybe the Life from the Loam if he wants to play for the real long game.
Giovanna is doing about really close to the same thing on her side. She has the extra Path to Exile and an Oblivion Ring to side in. She also has the Dueling Grounds that we were talking about, and it looks like she sides in the Enlightened Tutor to attempt to find Dueling Grounds or Umezawa's Jitte.
Right. You see that most successful Maverick decks have an Enlightened Tutor package, and it took them a long time to really get there, because it's not when you first build the deck that you say, okay, in my sideboard, I'm going to have 2 Enlightened Tutor and 7 one-of enchantments. That's just not how you build the deck. So I'm not sure who to credit with the first innovation of the Enlightened Tutor package, but it's really good in Maverick.
What's really good note for Giovanna's deck is she has a Terravor in the main deck. Terravor typically is considered a very good sideboard card in this matchup, but she's gone ahead and main decked it.
Yeah, that is so good in the mirror. It can quickly outpace the Knight of the Reliquary because it does count their graveyards too. And it sort of mitigates them having a knight and you not having a knight.
One thing I like with how Giovanna wrote out her deck list is she put a Dryad Arbor under the creatures column as opposed to the lands column. Like, all right.
She knows what it's there for.
Yeah.
Swing it in. So comparing the two deck lists, comparing the two main decks, not really a heck of a lot of difference here. They have the same 4s, the Thalias, the Knights, the Nobles, the Mothers. They have 2 of the same 2s, the Pride Mages and the Scavenging Ooze.
It's really the Terravor versus Stoneforge Mystic on Brian's side.
Right.
No Stoneforges in Giovanna's deck.
Right. Also, 1 Fauna Shaman in Brian Kessie's deck. Not really usual in Maverick, but you do see some adapting it once in a while. Brian Kessie, 1 Sylvan Library, same as Giovanna. The Garrick Relentless.
Looks like Kessie's going to 6 here. Players do have to watch out. That timer is accurate for their match.
Yeah, not much time left, and these Maverick mirrors can really be a slog. They can take a long time.
Right.
There can be a lot of trading. There's certainly a lot of decisions, a lot of combat. Now, this is an interesting question that I have to say I don't know the answer to. From Ketil Stikit, what does Maverick mean? Is it named after some card?
I don't know the origin of Mavericks.
Yeah. Legacy deck names are often really esoteric, really kind of dating back 5-10 years, and probably the people that invented them don't even play Magic anymore. So if you know what Maverick meant or means, let us know, because I sure don't. Of course, the most famous example, Solidarity.
Right.
The blue Reset Storm deck. Makes no sense that it's named that.
Kessie contemplating a 6. If Kessie goes to 5, Giovanna has to make sure that she keeps the play speed of this game up.
Right. Exactly, because a mulligan takes about a minute.
Right. Turn 1 Horizon Canopy from Kessie, drops himself to 19. And go for that into a Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor. He passes the turn.
All right, so some early acceleration here for Kessie. He'll try and land a turn 2 Knight. Super powerful in this matchup. Well, super powerful in every matchup, really. And you know, even though both players don't want to draw, you have to be careful of what Brian Kessie just did. He shuffled his deck half-heartedly once and then did a little cut, right. Not randomized.
Yeah, Cavern of Souls naming human for Mother of Runes for Giovanna. Brian should be careful about that. It's going to be Path on Mother Runes. He knows that card can be very important in the mirror.
Right. Giovanna gains 1 life up to 21.
Brian down to 18 to play Fauna Shaman. Cat plays Fetch Land. She has a Kasali Pride Mage. A pair of Kasali Pride Mages on 2. And she's going to drop Fauna Shaman and pass Noble Hierarch. Pardon me, and pass the turn.
Yep, so we have Noble versus Fauna, and right now this Fauna Shaman can really start to take over the game, especially if Brian Kessie has a 3rd or a 4th land.
I don't know if he has a Scavenging Ooze as the only creature in his hand. He has a 4th land, a Cavern of Souls. His hand appears to be Cavern of Souls, Path to Exile, and Scavenging Ooze, and he's just going to attack with the Fauna Shaman. Okay,
so he wants to go beat down. He's planning on playing the Ooze. The Ooze is very powerful.
Now, if he's going beat down, the question is whether or not he should be swinging with Dryad Arbor in this situation.
Yeah, that probably should have got in as well, especially since he has a 4th land there.
Yeah. And he's just going to pass the turn.
Interesting.
Surprising. So Dryad Arbor from Giovanna. Remember, that cannot make mana because it was just played this turn. Alright, she's going to crack Fetch Land and go at 18. Both players now at 18. Asking whether or not he had a response, but no, it does not look like. She's just going to grab a basic forest. One of the dangers is getting wastelanded out in this matchup. She wants to make sure that does not happen.
Right. She has to feel pretty happy that the Fauna Shaman didn't search up a Knight of the Reliquary there.
She still has no white source outside of the Noble Hierarch, unless it's for a human spell.
Right.
And she's going to cast Kasali Pride Mage. Has to use Noble Hierarch because Kasali Pride Mage is a cat wizard. And
a cat wizard?
A cat wizard.
I'd like to meet a cat wizard someday.
Alright, and he's back to Brian Kessie. She then passes the turn. She does have Umezawa's Jite in hand here, which is very sneaky, and yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I really like that she didn't play it there.
Play it right now.
The only reason not to play it is if she thinks that her opponent might be slow rolling one as well, but that's such a corner case that I really like her play.
Right. I'm still not sure why Kessie skipped the land drop and the Scavenging Ooze last turn.
Yeah, not sure. Maybe he wants to sack his Horizon Canopy.
Yep.
Start digging.
Either way, whatever they decide to do, they're going to have to do it quickly. They're really low on time at the moment. That Pride's going to use Horizon Canopy to draw a card. He draws into his own Umezawa's Jite. And draws Knight of the Reliquary, so a sequence of really powerful draws for Brian Kessie.
Right. Now, he's kind of constrained by his mana there because he sacked his Horizon Canopy. Usually the Canopy is what you use as the very last thing you're doing, or if you're searching for something in particular, but he had plays to make.
Right.
So I'm a little confused.
Cavern of Souls comes down and probably will be set on human. Not particularly relevant where it's set on, and what he wants to make sure is that if the Dryad Arbor dies, that he'll still be able to cast his green spells. Most of those are humans. Fauna Shaman attacks. Giovanna does not want to trade here. Which means Brian will not show that he has GT.
Right, he'll probably just tap out for a night here.
Right, but where the advantage is that Giovanna then can equip GT to her cat. Alright, Scavenging Ooze, that can threaten to be, because of how he tapped, yeah, and because of where the cavern was set and how he was tapped, the Ooze can not become a 3/3, and I think that's going to be a really, I think he's going to regret how he played this one out.
Yeah, he's going to be forced to path to exile whatever creature she equips, most likely the Xali Pride Mage.
Or alternatively, she can Garruk Relentless and just fight the Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, this is interesting. She might want to deal with that Scavenging Ooze right away. Might have to respect that untapped plains.
Yep.
But whatever she does, she's going to have to do it quickly. The player's probably not really too aware of the time.
Umazawa's GT comes down. Alright. And she's going to equip it to the Kasali Pride Mage. That's almost certainly going to get a path to exile.
Yep.
You know, one-way ticket to exile. Alright, Kasali Pride Mage attacking is a 3/3. Brian's fast on the trigger to path it.
So she'll go get a basic land from her deck, put it into play tapped, and that will be the end of her turn. Brian Kessie will probably be forced to Legend to rule that GT.
Definitely. What that does mean is that Brian can start to exile things to the Scavenging Ooze. Oh, and she's going to Bazooka Bog Kessie.
Okay.
But he might be able to get that Ooze out of range of Garruk Relentless.
Yeah, no creatures in the graveyard yet. But there will be some soon, I'm sure. This mirror has a lot of creature combat.
And on four lands, just a Knight of the Reliquary and Umazawa's GT in Brian Kessie's hand. I think Giovanna still has the advantage here, but I think the real advantage is the clock. I don't see this one ending in time.
No. Both players are going to be hard-pressed to really do anything but get a draw here.
Legend rule the GT, and remember, there's actually because the Scavenging Ooze cannot grow past 2/2 because all their removal spells have been exiling creatures.
Yeah.
So drops Giovanna to 12, and he has should have no more plays. In that situation, he once again probably should be hitting with Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, definitely. It's not really doing anything with one green up. It can remove the Heath and the GT, but that's not particularly relevant right now.
Giovanna with is that crop rotation? That is.
Yeah, it looks like a crop rotation.
Yep, she does have one on the board. Apparently, she has boarded crop rotation in.
And this
we'll
one
find Maze of Ith would probably be the most likely candidate. Or she has the Caracas. There's no legends on the table. So Garruk Relentless comes down.
Yeah, and you know, she
gets to kill either of them. She's an offer to kill the Fauna Shaman. And I like that play. With the Dryad Arbor up to chump block. I think that's really strong. She can chump block the Scavenging Ooze, and then Death Touch Wolves are going to be so good here.
Right. She has a nice line where she can block with Dryad Arbor, and then sacrifice that land to crop rotation, going to get another land.
Yep. The one thing is she's going to have to double chump block if Brian Kessie decides to swing with Dryad Arbor.
Right. Nope, only one on that die. 7. 1.
Right. So I believe we're going to confirm that they're in turns right now.
Yep, Brian Kessie's turn should be turn 0.
Right, I don't know if either player will be able to win within the time limit here.
No, the only route to victory might be...
Brian, this is actually turn 1 we're currently on.
Wow, okay.
Giovanna with the clear upper hand, but probably be unable to complete it in the match.
Yeah, that would require some doing. I'm not sure what she could do. Maybe Elspeth? No, that wouldn't do it.
Swinging both at Garruk, which I think means Dryad Arbor's trade and Noble Hierarch goes under the bus. Yep, and that'll be the play she makes. Floats a mana, and she's going to crop rotation, getting rid of, she's deciding, don't really like getting rid of the Dryad Arbor. That means they won't fight if she does that.
Right, but Bazooka Bog seems
like the candidate. She's deciding. And they are in turns here, so she has a little bit of time to work with.
It really doesn't matter a heck of a lot. She's at 12, he's at 19.
I think the only wrong sacrifice is I don't want to see the Dryad Arbor go.
Right, I agree.
Okay, she's gonna actually ship. She's gonna. Doesn't matter which way she taps. She's gonna pitch the Bajuka Bog.
There we go.
All right, there you go. Found the play. Bajuka Bog, and if you're playing for the draw, you just get Maze of Ith.
Yeah, for sure. No better land here. She could get a wasteland, but both players have enough mana right now.
No, and I think she can. Yeah, she can secure her draw here. Now a draw pretty weak actually in this size of tournament, unfortunately for these two players. We're pushing, once again, pushing the upper bounds of an 8-round tournament, which means the draw might function as a loss for both of them.
Right, you know, the fact that they started 4-0 means that the breakers will be better than most people's, but still draws are never good in a tournament like this. Oh wow, and he drew a Knight of the Reliquary this turn, but it's unlikely to matter.
He's had that one the whole time.
Oh, yeah, that's right too. He drew the Windswept Teeth.
Yep, it's the post-combat Knight. But between this Maze and Garrick making Death Touch Wolves, I just don't see Brian Kessie getting through. So it looks like we had 12 undefeated players entering this round. With these two drawing, we'll be down to 5.
Wow.
Yep, Knight of the Reliquary of her own. About Death Touch Wolf, passing the turn. This would be turn number 3.
So Brian Kessie will get 1 more attack phase. Or sorry, 2 more attack phases. Giovanna will get 1.
I mean, Giovanna unable to deal 18 in 1 attack phase. I don't think Brian able to deal any damage at this point.
Nope. The Knight can chump block if need be. The Death Touch Wolf will certainly trade if available. And right now they're just getting some camera time.
Yep.
Scavenging Ooze will take out the Hierarch or the Arbor. Arbor probably the
plenty of targets.
Technically correct play.
And a Shrink Knight of the Reliquary.
Yep.
So really, it's all pretty much the same at this point.
Yep, certainly a moot point. The size of Scavenging Ooze, it could be a 20/20. Maze of Ith still will stop it. Knight of the Reliquary can search up a wasteland to kill the maze, but then the creatures will jump in the way.
Right. So,
Brian Kessie tanking in his main phase, trying to find some way out of this, some way to secure the W.
Yeah. Counting here, but his hand doesn't actually even have a way to deal any damage in it. Probably thinking of all the lands that Knight of the Reliquary can search up, if there's any relevant one that it can get. He has, Caracas, Maze of Ith are really the 2 utility lands. He's already used his Horizon Canopy. So not really any tricks. He can search up a wasteland to get rid of the Maze of Ith, but that sacrifices an attacker, and there's really no way he'll deal 12 after doing that.
No. He has 2 attack phases, and there's really no way out here. Unless Giovanna makes a grave error, which, based on how she's played so far, I don't think she will.
No, she's been playing very cautious this game. I think we'll continue, probably continue to do so.
Okay, so this looks like a 1 white mana removal spell. Might be a Path to Exile or a Swords to Plowshares.
She's going to path up the Death Touch Wolf.
All right, well that's a start.
Giovanna actually with more lands in her graveyard than Brian does. And she does still have a basic. That is her 3rd basic. That is all her basic lands. So paths now are functioning kill spells. And both attack, deciding where they want to attack. I'm not sure it matters where they attack.
No, they should probably just attack her because...
No, I don't see where the point is here. Okay, he does have 2 lands in the yard to her 1. So they can trade knights, and she mazes the ooze and they can trade knights, correct?
No, I think she only has one land.
The knight's summoning sick, right?
Right.
Okay.
The knight's summoning sick.
That would be a fun one. I miss. So if depends if they're attacking her or Garrick. Because if they're attacking her, she can just she can take one hit from this Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah, definitely.
Maze the ooze.
She'll chump block. That's fine too.
He's not going to kill her in one attack. Yeah, he starts pumping the ooze. That's not going to matter. The ooze was mazed.
And this is just really tough to watch here. I think these players must realize it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, both of them don't. I think they play it because neither of them wants it to be a draw, or at least one of them doesn't want it to be. So has to see it happen for themselves. But yeah, there's really no way this ends in anything but a draw. And then her Knight of the Reliquary hits the bin. It's going to go back to her on turn 4. Still at 12. No cards in hand for Brian Kessie. Yeah, she realizes that they're playing for the draw, I think.
Yep, she drew
Another
knight,
knight.
so chump blocker just in case.
Yep, Death Touch Wolf, another blocker, a Maze of Ith. This is more than enough. As you said, I think in an untimed match, Giovanna with the clear upper hand here.
Yeah, definitely. That Garrick Relentless is, those Death Touch Wolves super powerful in this mirror match.
Right. Garrick Relentless, now Garrick the Veil Cursed.
Ooh, the Veil Cursed. And he'll grow his Scavenging Ooze just in case. But this is turn 5.
This is turn 5. Brian Kessie has to win on this turn, and there's just no way.
Nope, no way. Through 2 blockers and a Maze of Ith. There's the handshake. It's a draw.
Brian Kessie, Giovanna Imperio, Dimperio.
Yeah, it was the first game, really. The first game that we came to